Hi guys, it's Alston. In this video, we are going to learn about Writesonic. The main focus for this video is going to be explaining what it is and why it's still one of my favorite when it comes to article generation, what are the limitations and industry you need to be aware of. And also I'm going to showcase all the modules which is available inside this product with the limitations which I have personally seen, and finally sharing you a live demonstration of two of the most commonly used modules which inside this product by me, which is a article intro and a long form article generation. So I'm going to showcase how I use it and just showing you the exact walkthrough of it. Okay, without further ado, let's directly jump into the video. First, what is Writesonic? As you guys probably know, there are hundreds of different GPT-3 AI writing or with exclusive algorithm. There are so many tools currently on the market which is automatically generates article, ads, blog idea, text inspirations, AIDA, all this kind of stuff. So what you can use is basically you give the input based on its AI solution and third party integrations. It goes out and brings out a AI generated or automatic article snippet or even a long form article which you can modify or use it as inspiration to generate your final copies. There are so many tools in the industry. We did a talk with our community members also to understand the industry, so many tools, what is the legal implication, what is the future holds us. So if you are interested in it, I'll leave the link on the description. The main reason I wanted to create this video is I have a couple of different favorite when it comes to this space, and Writesonic is still one of my favorite for especially for blog generation, blog post generation and the intro. So just wanted to share. So without further ado, now I have explained what it is. Now let's me directly jump into the dashboard so I can show you guys around. Basically, the first point which I really liked about Writesonic is the level of organization capability it offers. For example, inside Writesonic, they have a really nice user interface with lot of organization capability which makes the job easier for managing different projects. What do I mean by that? You organize all your project based on you create a different project. For example, you can create, once you have created something, and if you go inside that, now all the modules, all the copies, all the generation you create will be inside this limited. So it will be especially good when you are working with different brands, different product or clients even, so you can keep everything separately and not get confused on that. That is the most which I really liked about. And the UI, this is one of the important. For example, personally I felt when I work with this is one of the cleanest user interface which allows you to easily understand where you are, how you can come back, all the easy for beginners to get started on it. So first, let us understand all the options which is available. One, you have the edit. The new copy is the section where you go for creating brand new copy using all the different modules available. Saved is the location where if you are saving some of the modules data, all these things, you can save the copy and you can do. I don't use this feature because there is a history feature where whatever the modules I used, you can see I'm one of the regular users here, and whatever the tools which I use, it automatically records the history of it. For example, if I open any of this history, it automatically records. We don't need to do anything to make sure that it's automatically saving the history or not. For example, you can see now it will show me the let's see, wait for it. I can see it shows what is the title I used and what was the generated output for it. So any generation you did with this, you are not getting lost, but everything is record. You can bookmark it or copy this. A bookmark means this will add a shortcut for this particular text inside that, so we can use it. And also one cool thing is you can download or share a unique shareable link. What that means is if you generated something with this, can be for any module, if you give this to someone they can just directly go into this URL and they can see all the different outputs. They can just copy paste this, so it's like sharing with a freelancer or sharing with a team member you without even giving access to your account, or sharing with client to show potential output and let them choose. So you can see I'm in private browser, which means I have not logged in, and I can see all this data there also. So they basically, that is how easy this tool is designed. If I go back to the main project now, let me quickly show over the all the copies available right now. The first limitation you need to be aware of it, Writesonic is not a unlimited tool, which means you don't get unlimited credit for a monthly payment or LTD payment or anything like that. Everything comes with different credits. For example, all this you can see different credits are shown for different modules. Inside the modules you have Google ads, Facebook ad, ads, LinkedIn ad description, LinkedIn ads, article intro, article ideas, article outlines, and article AI writer, text summary, email, and some of these also free. So for this, using this module, it does not cost you any credits. And content refresher, sentence expander, readability checker, listicle ideas, AIDA framework, grammar fixer, short LinkedIn post, block to social media post. These are beta, which means they're still experimenting with this, so it's free for limited time, so just to test out this model. And landing pages headline, feature and benefit, SEO meta tags, SEO meta tags products, SEO meta tag blog post, product description, growth idea, startup idea, PAS, pain agitate solution, YouTube title, keyword extractor, product name, analogy maker, short press release, company bio, personally bio. There are so many models, but basically I only use couple of models in the most, and just to test it out I personally use other models. So there is a lot of modules and each will show you the credit which will consume inside that models inside this particular tag. First let me show you some of the main modules I use in a live demo for you guys. Basically everything will works like that. You go inside a model and you just paste whatever the required information it's getting. It will show you the amount of credits I have in my account, and you just paste whatever the input and generate, and it will automatically generate the content for you with the unique link. It will be automatically saved in history, for you can go back and see it also. For example, in this case I'm just first going to show you article bio intro, just a basic example. Here I give it the title, for example, the best treadmill to lose fat from home, something like that. Just give any of this and you can choose whichever the language you want. These are the languages which is currently supported within this Writesonic, and you generate it and it shows for one generation you consume 1 credit and you get 5 different blog intro. So based on that you can choose whichever the one you want, and based on whatever the title I got the results. Basically the main reason I like this particular one, it differs for each users because there are so many good tools like Niches, Closer AI, Conversation AI, Shortly AI, all these different tools are there. And Nicheness even is a really good tool. I use it. I will create a separate video for it. And similar to that, these also give description based on that. For example, for in my personal experience, the reason I tend to use this description along with Nicheness is because these two generate really good descriptions when it comes to article intro. For example, the title was best treadmill to lose fat from home, and just if I see something like, when you think of losing weight you might think of running or doing some other exercise, but there are so many diet, this is not that good. If you are looking to lose weight, you want to make sure you're doing everything you can get the desired one of the things is lot of people work out and running on the treadmill. It gives you a good inspiration. I don't recommend you guys to just copy paste this intro and start going for it. Try to get the inspirations from all these different one and try to put into a different way of combining and get the ideas based on it. And you can also download it, and if you go into history it will be automatically occurred. If you want something else you can generate it again and with another set of copy. Now let me go back and show you another example. This time one of the most requested model to show me guys you in a live. If I it will be the article writer. If I can find it first, for some reason I'm having a hard time finding this. Let me see where it is. Really I need to get my eyes checked out. Blog, let's see, article in AI article writer. Really sorry guys, for some reason I thought it will be blocked. For some reason this is another important point. First, this is how the AI writer is structured. First you give out the idea, for example what you want to write about it. For example, lose weight, and this will also differ for every niche. So you are not just going to be focusing on one particular niche. It will differ for the user, so I highly recommend you test it out with your own niche. So do that. For example, I'm not going to do that. How to do keyword research, because I'm preparing a SEO course on that for you guys. So I'm just see what it comes with. This how to do keyword research. This is going to be my target topic. Once I generated, now it will start to bring some intros for me to choose from it. For example, you can get ideas. What do I want to do? It shows different title. That's 27 how to do keyword research guide for a beginner. This sounds good for me. How to do keyword research for blogging success, how to understand. This is really good to do some keyword research also. Sometimes it brings really nice relevant topics also. So let's say for example I like this. I just going to select one for example and click on next. Now it gives me an option to give the article writer, and now I can generate write an article intro. If I go into that, you can see it shows that I need to write an article intro. Now you have two options. One, you can use this feature itself to write your own article intro, or you can go inside article intro and bring a different article intro if you don't have any inspiration. For example, let me put this inside this and see what it is going to come up with. And for the ease, I'm not just going to sit around and write article intro. I'm just going to do something like that, and let me pick one of this which things. Let me put one of this. Let me, for sake of this, just copy paste this and unlimited, and I think I should be good enough. Now I'm going to do, now it's showing you this is the title I'm going to use, this is the intro I'm going to use. Now it's asking whether do I want to generate outlines. Now I want to generate outline. Basically this will now, based on the article title and intro, it will try to generate an outline for the article which I want to going to write. For example, it shows this section 1, it's going to be research what your competition are doing, figure out what you want your blog gets about. Really good points. Search for your keyword, brainstorm, check your, these are really good. So it gives you a different outline options for you. So you can see what is keyword research, why keyword research is important. This looks really good for me. So I'm just going to select this, and now I'm going to do, now I'm on my final stage where I have a title, I have a editable intro, I also have the outline. If I want, I can make any changes for it, but I'm just going to leave it is as it is. And now I'm going to write the article. This is where it is going to be taking some times, because it will try to generate a generic article based on all the different outlines I set with the guide. But one thing I noticed was, I don't personally use Writesonic articles directly into my money site, because this is generic. When I write for my art main side, what normally I do is I use these tools and Shortly AI or Conversation AI or anything like that to get even more customization option and try to do that with my own personal writing, because a person is going to be reading the article. So what I try to do is I do that, get the inspiration from this article, add some for it. For example, I use article intro or other sales copy tools to get some pain points into that, conclusion writer, all these different tools, and make finally the article. So you can see this is the only process which it will take time, because it's going to take snippets for every single different topics inside that, and it's going to bring out the final article based on that. Hopefully it don't take too long, so I can show you guys. Let's see, wait and see. Okay, it took roughly around 10 seconds to 15 seconds after I stopped the video at the last moment. Then it generated. I didn't do anything else. And you can see from here, this is the next screen. You can see this one. After it generated, it will just scroll down. And here it will show the generated article. For example, this is the article it generated for me. For example, if we just quickly read about it, keyword research is a fundamental tool for any online business. It is a way of figuring out uh, problems people have and how you can solve them with your product and services. Here's a step-by-step guide for beginners on how to do keyword research. Sounds good, not great, but okay. What is keyword research? Keyword research is a fancy term for searching for keywords to use on your content and website. In other words, it's a way of, and just remember it, I wrote it as beginner, so it's making the article sounds to say to something like a beginner person. In other words, it is a way of knowing what the people might search to find your products and services. It is a valuable tool that allows you to build content that's relevant to your target audience and save time finding out what other websites are already offering. Before we get into how to do keyword research, let's see the simple example on how it might be done. Why do I need it? If you want to use a particular keyword for research, you need to decide which keywords are most likely to be of value for your business and create content tailored to for those keywords. So this is pretty good for this particular section. If I what I will do is I take this in a final form and edit out few stuff and go from it. Let me read the next also. Why keyword research is important? Keyword research is actually useful for many tools. So why should I do it? Ask the questions to generate idea. This is bad. This section is bad. And so this section is bad. So what now I can do is I can do this. I can give this say that I don't want this particular section, and I can try to rewrite and regenerate something. Let me go down and see this section also. Before you can do keyword research, you have to know your target audience. Researching your target audience means knowing your target search behavior. You can't write blog post about how successful in online marketing if you don't know what your audience want. There are several different ways to find out your target audience. These include social media. So it started off nicely and then it just moves around, and it differs for each article, guys. You just need to check and see. These are four important first three it's going to give. So basically that is the article it generated. For example, now it generated a different one. You can see I inserted the exact same thing, but I'm getting a different one now. For example, the purpose of why keyword research is important. The purpose of keyword research is to see how you can use direct the search engine when people type in your product and services keywords. It is important to know where the customers are looking for your business. Before you start, make sure you research which keywords are in demand, which ones are not. It is important to know what keywords in the search engines are using to find your work. To make it easier, use a tool like Google Keyword Planner. You can use the free keyword research for paid searches for Google AdWords, all these things. And just you can see, if I want something else, I can just simply copy paste this inside this, because it makes much more sense than this article section which I received, and move from that. So I can just, if I want another section here, let's say for example, free keywords to keyword tools list or something like that. In this case, I'm just going to delete this and I'm going to do, and based on that I just keep on adding to this article until I am satisfied with this. Then I export it and do the final editations and everything. Still the control level is good. That is the reason level is bit low compared to conversation AI or shortly, because that is the reason I'm using those tools to generate my main article. These tools I use to write my web2 articles or guest post, all these things. For example, it gives me a different section also. This is also not that good. It's just a matter of figuring out putting different keywords, and this will heavily differ for each of your industry. So if you want to test out this product, what I would suggest is to you get a free trial or free testing time and put your own industry own keywords. And if you're using some other AI tool which is your favorite, or if you are existingly using it, try to compare the data which you get with both of this and see whether the limitations or the value you're getting for the price you are paying, is it worth the price, and make the decisions out of it. For me, still this is not the perfect writing tool, but it's still one of my favorite for the organization capability and be able to generate guest post and web 2.0 articles for backlinks. Previously we are using spin text generation, all those are very poor. Now with the AI writer it's really easy for us, but feel free to check out guys. Just wanted to share my experience of using, and if you have any other questions also feel free to let me know and I will be happy to help you guys. Once again, thank you so much and have a great day. Cheers.